Hello everyone, welcome. I'm RxOliver, these are my friends, and we're playing Fallout. This is Secrets of the Verdant Vale, Session 10, and this will be Session 2 of Chapter 4, for those who are keeping track. Chapter 4 is called Ancient Relics. I'm here tonight with Matthew, David, Max, and Jeff, the gang. Evening, boys.
Evening.
We're doing the thing.
Good evening.
So,
Yes.
at the end of last session, you shut down, you stopped the mini willow.
The evil tree.
The mini willow, and it destroyed the whole of that area of genetic testing you're in, and you only just made it out by the skin of your teeth. Now, before moving on to the next area in the adventure, you would take some time to reorganize because you lost some things. Some of you dropped some items even. I know, Max, you had to just drop a gun and just go and just leave it. And while you're reorganizing, and I don't know if you may be grabbing a drink or whatever, but having just taken 5 minutes. Brock, you're at the back of the group at this point, and you just notice out the corner of your eye, your backpack that's on the ground, something moving and something coming out of your backpack, and you see like some food item or something disappearing from your backpack, and then you just see like a shimmer of light, and then you don't see anything else at all.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna check out my backpack.
Okay. You see a shimmer again as you move closer to your backpack. It's only a few feet away from you, but as you move closer to it, you see a shimmer in the light again, and then you hear a quite quiet growl, canine sounding, roughly in the area of the shimmer.
Brock, of course, growls back into the darkness.
You see that shimmer of light again, and as you do, it kind of seems to be backing away a little bit, and then you just hear again the low, soft, doesn't sound angry, just maybe more cautious, the growl again.
And Brock's gonna move in and inspect this. He's just gonna keep heading that way. He's gonna stay big.
So as you do, the thing just keeps it just keeps backing away from you. Make me an intelligence test. Intelligence survival difficulty 1. This is just for me to give you a kind of clue what to do.
Um,
I don't want you to do the wrong thing and scare something off.
The path behind us is blocked eventually.
Yeah,
though, right?
yeah, it's blocked.
Said intelligence survival.
Intelligence survival difficulty 1.
Do we have AP?
I think you have.
We have one.
You have 1, but I'm going to give you another 1 because Max was ready and on cam before I arrived, so that's a bonus at AP. For what's the opposite of I almost said tardiness? What's the opposite of tardiness? For promptness.
Alright, so is this a new scene? Is this a new scene?
No, not yet. This is a mini scene just for Jeff.
Okay.
That I should have done earlier, but I'm squeezing in now. Oh, you gain an action point. You get an action point back. So I'm just going to give you a clue so you don't ruin an opportunity. It seems like something took something, or was trying to take some food from your backpack, and it's not scared of you, but it's cautious, and you fear that it might run away, that if you're to be too aggressive. But whatever it is seems to be invisible. There's an invisible thing making this noise. So do you have any food on you, or
Brock, he carries the snacks. Is the snack carrier?
And as no one's mentioned it, there's an item that you picked up earlier in the campaign, quite a few sessions ago. There was an item that you picked up. Seemed quite mundane at the time. if you spend an action point, I'll remind you what it was. If nobody
this
remembers.
Probably
perfectly
gonna be a bone or
pie.
something, right?
What did you say, Jeff? Sorry.
Not this perfectly preserved pie I'm looking at, is it?
No. What did you say, David?
Did you pick up a bone?
Oh, the gnawed femur.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because you remembered, I'm not going to make you spend an action point. Have you got that on you? Did you guys actually take that?
It's in Brock's person. It's on my list.
Okay. So, as you stop moving forward, as you stop advancing, what's your composure like? Are you looking aggressive? Are you looking soft? What are you looking like? I know you're a super mutant, but what's your attitude? What do you look like at this point? Also, do you have you don't have the animal friend perk, do you?
Oh my, no. Nope. Don't have that.
So,
I might try tempting with this gnawed femur now that I remember I have it.
okay, so because you've got that gnawed femur, the charisma survival test that I would give you to try to befriend this creature that's invisible is going to be lower. It's going to be a charisma survival 1 only. But one detail I missed was you should have made a perception sneak 2 to detect it, but I wanted you to see it anyway. Now this thing, make the test and then I'll maybe tell you more about the thing. Make the test first. It's charisma survival 1, and you can just like here, kind of here, boy, with the bone, and see if that works. Because you've got the bone, it's 1. If you didn't, it would be a 3.
I'm spending an AP again.
Okay. Ooh.
And I'm gonna spend a luck to get rid of that.
Yeah. Okay. You've got a success though. So this creature is going to make itself visible. So the shimmer... hang on, because it's on the GM layer. The shimmer happens again, and then this thing appears fully visible. This thing appears to be able to make itself invisible. I'm going to move it to the right layer.
Pretty cool.
And
Pretty cool thing to do.
And you see what looks like the things you saw before. Remember the Night Stalkers? It's a little bit smaller, like maybe the runt of the litter, but this one, its colouring's very different. It's got dazzling bright blue scales and white fur. It's missing one of its big front fangs on one side. It's missing an eye on the right side, and it's missing half its ear on the right side. But this thing will gratefully take the bone from you, and it sits back, and it puts the bone in its mouth, and it starts going, and then it kind of sits up and it kind of pants, and it's like happy, this thing. And because you've succeeded on that test, I will let you befriend this creature. And remember earlier when I said you could hang on to your dog meat perk that you were using and not get the mutant dog because you might like this animal companion that's coming up? I'll let you see his stat block and you can decide.
Worst case scenario, we'll eat him at the end of the adventure and I'll change to my dog in between them.
He's yours for now. Oh,
Finally.
by the way, Matthew, you've made a character. A random Ahak Ogi, like one of the random characters. It said you made it, and it's not letting me delete it, so can you delete it?
What did I make?
If you go to the journal, there's a character made by you, a random character. It won't let me delete.
Okay. The only one I see in there is Happy.
It's not in the same section. It's just right down at the bottom on its own.
Oh no, that was there before. I think. Yeah, I got you. How do I?
I'm not sure, but if you can work out how to delete that,
Yeah.
I think right click it might do it. Like,
Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm trying to
Alright.
find something. Where have I got the characters? They're here. I stored it in the companion section just in case you wanted to take it on. I will let you see its stats, Jeff. And its skills. You should now see its character sheet, Jeff. The Night Stalker Phantom is a young Night Stalker runt. Blah blah blah, I can't tell you all of that, but it has dazzling blue scales and white fur, missing its fang, part of its right ear, and its right eye. It's both curious and timid, and it stays out of sight if possible, unless you befriend it, which you just did. It's been following you for a little while, but it's decided to be submissive and befriend you, and you can befriend it. Now, the stats that you see there, Jeff, are for it at level 8. You, obviously, if you did take it on, and you can for now, even for the time being, if you're having it for short term, level it up to level 10, of course, because animal companions match the person's level, so you would be able to level it up to level 10.
I'm going to do that right now.
What do you think?
And,
it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, he's pretty
Finally,
cool.
one of them recognizes me as the alpha.
He has
Take him for...
some special abilities. Find the hidden path. Companions used to staying out of sight, and they can guide you along unseen routes. When your companion assists on a sneak test, ignore the first complication. Its level is the same as yours because of the companion. It's got sneaky, so its target number for sneak test is 16, and it rolls plus 1d20 on sneak attacks, so it rolls an extra 3d20 on sneak attacks. It's got venom glands. The Night Stalker Phantom can have its venom safely extracted once per day, and this grants 1 unit of Night Stalker venom. Counts as a Night Stalker venom gland for crafting purposes. Pretty cool also, eh? And it's immune to poison.
Pretty cool.
So it's got quite a lot going on. I thought you might like it and might want to consider it over a mutant hound, because it's pretty cool and it's unique to this campaign.
I will at the very least take him for the time being.
Take him for a test drive, see what you think of him.
I have 2 follow-up questions.
Yes.
And be ready to keep rolling. But does he have doesn't have a perk for me being level 5 or level 10, right? So we'll get 2 more
You'll get to add those perks, yeah.
right, for my dog meat there.
Yep.
I will add the perks that my regular dog was going to have, which are Tough Old Beast, which will give him additional hit points equal to my luck.
Yep.
And it also gives him some extra DR. And the other one is Fierce Loyalty, which will give me +1 defense as long as he's in the same zone as I am.
There you go. Saying that, it does have those extra talents, the extra special abilities already, so maybe those kind of... How many does it have? I'll let you have the extra ones, it's fine. It's not going to break the game. So it's going to be like your dog, but with a couple of extra bits and pieces. It's going to be pretty cool.
The unique version of the dog.
And it's unique, yeah, no one else has one. That's the only one, this campaign.
My dog has higher body, but that doesn't matter. That's one of the differences between the 2 of them.
Yeah. But your dog's not immune to poison, and it's got some extra stuff.
Brock is going to catch up with everybody. Does this thing have a name? Night Stalker Phantom?
It's just the Night Stalker Phantom. You could name it if you wanted.
Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, man.
Hey.
Oh. The name for this guy. I think that...
How about Speckles?
I kind of just want to go with Shadow.
Okay. So remember, he's not black or dark. He's white and bright, shimmering blue. Bright blue, glistening blue.
I think I'm gonna go with Sapphire.
Sapphire's pretty cool. It's closer to the token than the other ones were, because the other ones were just a brown colour, like a dog snake colour. This one's, forget the red, it doesn't have the red. Picture the red is like white, but it's got the blue. That's a random token from a random D&D monster, but it was the right size and the right kind of shape, so I used that.
Cool.
But here's yours now. Welcome to your new friend.
Maybe Sapphires. Brock will come up with something. Brock will catch up to everybody and be like, "Look, Brock, find new friend."
Great. The first
What's that blue? What's that blue
Alpha.
Nuka-Cola called?
Quantum.
Quantum.
Yes, that's perfect.
That is a perfect name for it, Max.
Quantum, yeah.
Yeah.
Max.
That's amazing.
Oh,
yeah. Quantum.
That's odd because it looks blue. And
It
he's
is the
sitting there
color.
like,
It is the color of Nuka-Cola Quantum. There we go for Fallout fans. It's not a glistening bright blue. It's Nuka-Cola Quantum blue.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
awesome. Love it.
Yeah.
Fucking A. It's cool. I thought you'd like that, Jeff. Unique little buddy for you. So, are we moving on?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yes.
move you to a different map then. Oh, I think I already have you on the other map actually.
Another key difference. Oh, this is a real key difference, actually. Holy shit. Quantum does not have the attack thing, like the attack dog perk. So
Ah.
he doesn't get to add half of his base damage when he assists me on attacks.
Ah. They still got some cool shit. It gets extra attacks and extra dice on sneak attacks and stuff. Rerolls on stealth and shit. Very cool. Should be on a new map now. Oh, I'll shift ping you so you'll see the right bit.
Yes.
The path out of the conservatory leads to another hallway similar to the one through which you've just come through from botanical genetics. The crumbling wall exits into a hallway blocked on one side by rubble. The air here, I'm just making sure I'm in the right section here, yeah. The air here does not possess the warmth of the conservatory to which your body had acclimated. You shiver slightly and rub your hands, hoping the chill will pass. Ahead, the hall progresses a short distance before turning away. An eerie blue light emits from somewhere beyond the bend, bathing the walls and cracked tile floor in its muted azure glow. You shiver again. The cold, or something else. The hall exits immediately through an open security door into an impressive laboratory. The same blue glow you saw in the hall is cast upon every surface of the lab and emanates from a tall cylindrical chamber of glass at the room's centre. Dozens of tubes and cables lead from the ceiling to the machinery above the tank, and several more snake across the floor from its base to various machines and terminals throughout the room. An odd assortment of blue globules float lazily and aimlessly within the tank, not unlike a giant lava lamp. As your eyes adjust, you notice that the walls and floor are covered in mathematical symbols, equations, scientific statements and hypotheses, and philosophical musings, all scrawled in chalk or carved into the surface as if by a sharp object. A semicircle of desks and terminals are arranged neatly around the glass tank, with each terminal facing inwards towards it. And I'm going to reveal a little bit of map for you boys.
Rock doesn't know anything about the context of this math and stuff that's written on things. I think he's
He does know the word quantum.
Well, Dimglow would most
'Cause
likely
he's
be
drank some
looking at
quantum.
this information
That's fair.
and see if there's more heresies written down there.
Heresy.
Heresies.
We just got to bring the
Oh,
heresy.
don't move so close straight away. I want you to hold on, because we're going to see some stuff before you get the opportunity to move. I'm just want to make some stuff visible.
I like how we got 2 suits and 2 dogs. It's a pretty good time.
So, as I said, there is a load of equations and stuff on the floor and walls and all over the place. And there is this big tank with the blue globules in it in the middle of the room, surrounded by terminals. Are you just walking straight up to the thing that's there? Because I don't know if you'd walk straight up to it now that I've revealed it, Jeff.
I mean, Brock was gonna just walk into the room.
Yeah, you can walk into the
Yeah,
room. Yeah, walk into the room, but if walking right up to the thing is a different thing. But yeah, walk into the
Dim-
room. Go ahead.
Dimglow is going to be reading the heresies on the ground.
Right, okay. So,
Does this tank have this Cthulhu-looking thing in the image? Or
it has floating blue something.
It
At-
reminds me of the
at
thing
the
from
moment.
Dune, like that steers the ships.
Yeah, at the moment you're not too close to it. If the players choose to examine the writing on the laboratory surfaces, I wanted to do that first before you approach the thing, and I thought somebody might, and Dimglow is. So,
Yeah.
if you
Dimglow
choose,
studying
Discover all
the
the
her-
heresies.
if you choose to examine the writing on the laboratory surfaces, you'll see questions written in the upper corners of the walls. What is self? Who am I? What is evil? What is good? All
Okay.
indeterminate. And you may also attempt an intelligence science 3 test.
I'm going to do that. Is there still some chalk or anything on the ground, by the way?
I would say so, yeah.
Dimglow would pick that up and answer all the questions with "We are Atom," and then I will do the check.
Wow,
Um,
okay.
With his rose are big. Like, we are Atom.
We are Atom. We still have how much AP?
Oh, I didn't move the AP from the other thing, sorry
Yeah, I
boys.
didn't see it. Yeah.
My
Then we got
mistake.
like 2?
Give me a
This
sec.
sounds right. Or maybe 3.
You
We
have
started with
got
3 different games or
2.
something.
Okay. Dimglow would step out of his power armor for a second, put on the lab coat so I get a free reroll, and then I will
Yeah.
be like, investigating the heresies, and I'm gonna buy myself 1 AP, 1 additional D20 with
An
1
extra D20. Okay, roll away. Oh, 4 successes. You
And I
gain,
didn't even need my lab coat.
you gain an action point. Allows
Oh, so does
you...
my aggressive dog thing go into effect because this is a new scene or no?
This is a new scene. Yes, this is a new scene. Yes, Max.
No.
You you recognize equations for quantum field theory and electromagnetism, and an incredibly detailed anatomical analysis of a Night Stalker. You can spend 1 action
Okay.
point to recognize something else.
What do we say, guys? I just generated one. Let's use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Go ahead and use
You
it.
can spend 1 action point to recognize genetic calculations similar to those on Dr. Boris' blackboard that referenced the Phoenix gene.
Okay. Well, sounds like more heresy to me.
So do we just destroy this thing or just ignore it and just keep going through or
I think it is whatever is in there is not having our best interest in mind. What does
there's
this
that thing.
computer do, by the way?
that's why I'd like say I was like I think I see I think I see one of the things you guys like.
That thing has a label on it that says INGR Matrix. INGR. India, November, Golf, Romeo, Matrix. It's a computer.
Okay. I would go and investigate that, I suppose.
Is anybody moving any closer to the big thing? Brock, do you take a closer look?
yeah,
Nah?
I'm gonna make sure that
Okay. Well,
nothing.
say, right,
Got
you,
it.
I'll be there, Brock.
Dimglow's moved close enough for me. So before you do anything with that machine, Dimglow,
Yeah.
as you approach this thing, your glance travels upwards to a shadowy space above the tank. You stare in surprise and bewilderment as you behold what resides there. A human body, motionless, suspended in midair. His head and limbs hang limply from his body, which is contorted backwards at an unnatural angle. He rotates slowly in the air like a grotesque marionette, and as his face comes into view, you notice it is frozen in an expression of fear. Though he is motionless, the frantic darting of his eyes tells you he is very much alive. Suddenly, The globules move, the blue globules move within the tank, coalescing into an amorphous orb of slowly undulating ooze. Several long, tentacle-like appendages emerge from the orb and passively explore the boundaries of the glass tank. An icy chill travels throughout your body. The feeling you experienced when you first arrived at Genetatech, the cold dread of being observed, has returned, and it is potent. Welcome, interlopers. Your identities have been examined. Your existence is permitted. The voice sounds as though it is all around you and within you, as if you're underwater and it's the ocean itself that speaks to you. As the words enter your mind, the blue orb undulates slightly, and you realise it is the source of the whispers you have heard, the same whispers that drove the wardens to madness.
I look at the woman in red, or like, the last warden that's alive. I'm like, I'm looking at the creature, looking at the warden. Like,
So, there is this amorphous blob of blue ooze floating in a glass tank that's speaking to you telepathically. And above it, a naked dead body floats in the air, spinning at disjointed angles. He looks dead, but when you look in his face, his eyes are darting around and he's got fear in his eyes. He's got a face of fear and his eyes are moving, he's alive.
I look over at Dimglow. It's like, can you figure anything out? Pointing at the computer you're messing with.
Yeah, Dimglow's definitely gonna check this out in the computer.
Yeah.
To
What is
discover if
Adam's
he,
opinion on
to
this?
determine if he discovered Adam or if he discovered
Yeah.
evil.
So, that is the INGR Matrix, which we will come back to later.
Okay.
I think Brock is
it's
Tank.
a prototype.
No!
A
Leave
prototype.
it alone!
You can try in a second. That's fine. You can do that. You can do that in a second, Jeff. It's absolutely fine if that's what you want to do. A prototype. I'm prepared for that. A prototype INGR Matrix is present along the back wall of the. You're trying to get revenge for last week, aren't you? You motherfucker.
No, just for sure seems like what Brock would do.
I look at Brock and say, wait,
Oh
let
my God.
Dimglow figure out what that thing is first. That's why he's messing with the computer.
A prototype INGR Matrix is present along the back wall of the laboratory. It's not currently functional, and the fusion core slot is closed and locked, preventing a core from being inserted. If the PCs attempt to interact with it, do you attempt to interact with it, David? Dimglow.
Dimglow is going to start scanning the room. Is there like any, because I see 4 computers around the machine. Does
Yeah.
that give like reading data or
There's
something?
lots of other computers, lots of terminals facing in towards the machine as well.
Yeah. Do any of these terminals say something about radiation levels?
You can't see what those terminals say. I think they've all just got like a starting menu, so you're not going to get any information without interacting with them.
Okay. In that case, Dimglow is going to just stay back for now. He wanted to know if this thing was Adam or wasn't, and well, he's got no.
Well, this
vital
thing,
information.
I may not be Adam, but it spoke to you.
It spoke to me.
Yeah, this big thing said to you, welcome, interlopers. Your identities have been examined. Your existence is permitted. Do none of you reply to the voice?
I mean,
I look
I guess
over at
I'll
the
ask-
creature. What do you know of Atom?
this is the voice he's
So,
been hearing the whole time. Right?
when you-
this is
when you-
Adam's
when-
voice.
When you ask that question, the voice will answer, and I'm glad you asked that question, and it will say, "I'm glad you asked," and then it'll give a description that Oliver doesn't know, because Oliver is not a student of physics. It will then talk about
Okay.
what an atom is and nucleus and fucking all that shit, all that atom shit from high school that I don't remember, and the more intricate stuff that I don't know about. It will tell you about that. It then goes into detail about it. And what is your name? Who are you? Please tell me about yourself. The
I am
voice says.
Deacon Dimglow. of the children of Atom.
Its method of speaking
And-
is similar to the whispers that you heard. When it's speaking to you now, it's similar to what you heard. Fragmented sentences, disconnected words and thoughts, and esoteric statements that may not be immediately relevant to what's being discussed. So you have to bear with me if not everything I say is as creepy as it's supposed to sound.
no.
This is all very... Everything it says to you is very... in a haunting tone, and it's all very...
Yeah.
kind of cryptic sounding the way he words it. I'm not quite the linguist that I need to be to do it as good as it's supposed to be. But you get the idea. This thing's talking to you in your
Absolutely.
head. And it says, who are you?
I am Deacon Dimglow of the Children of Atom, and I am pleased to meet such a knowledgeable follower of the teachings of Atom. You are a prophet, are you not?
Look at Dimglow. That's a prophet.
I am not a prophet.
And how would you know of Atom's glory?
I am Theseus. I was once Zara Hall. She is no more. I'm Theseus, child of the Phoenix gene. Death, then destruction. Upheaval of the earth. Silence. Rebirth. Isolated. All others perished. The land now belongs to the crawling sentinels. We are the inheritors of our forebears' folly.
Hold on, Sarah Hall, am I not wearing her lab coat?
I don't think that was Zara's lab coat. I think that was Minnie, whatever. What was her name?
It was the hippie. who
That's
made the
Minnie.
tree.
That's Minnie DeGray's. That's Minnie DeGray's
Minnie
lab coat you're
DeGray's, yeah,
wearing.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not Zara's lab coat you're wearing. It tells you it was once Zara Hall. But Zara is no more. I am Theseus, child of the Phoenix gene. Death and destruction, upheaval, rebirth.
Dimglow looks over at his companions for now.
You say word, Brock, smash glass.
Do not break. Do not break the glass. Brock. Brock, tell me, who are you? Where have you come from? Why are you here?
Brock will not tell you who he is. Brock, listen to Big Jellyfish.
Anybody else have any questions for Theseus before I start questioning you?
Is that I point to the other door. I don't know if you can see me doing that.
Yep.
Is that the way out?
Yes. That is beyond
Okay.
that. Beyond that door lies only death, perhaps worse.
Okay.
In what way? What awaits us over there?
Death itself. Death manifest in science's greatest worst achievement. The Hydra, Project Hydra.
What is the Hydra bullshit? It's like, okay, what was that?
I don't know if I might have told you too much there. It just says death and destruction and worse lies beyond that door.
Is there another way out? Like, you know, like, instead of going back?
Only the one you came in. What is your name? And who are you?
I am Turok Redfeather, traveling with these companions to help, I guess, with the situation here, and we're trying to get out to survive.
And Warden Clara says, and I'm a warden of the... Oh, what are they called again? I just forgot their name right on the spot. there.
Archivists.
I'm a warden of the Archivists, and that's one of ours. That's Archivist Weaver. Why is he your prisoner like that? And she starts pointing, and she starts raising her voice and getting a bit angry at this thing. And Theseus answers. Theseus answers, and he tells her that that warden was withholding dangerous secrets and was a threat to everyone.
What sort of secrets are so dangerous to end up in such a fate?
Make a charisma speech 3 test.
Oh, that's just the thing I'm not good at.
Brock will assist you.
Okay, great.
There's no assist.
I will also
Somebody will.
assist you.
I don't know about
I will
assist on
also
on a
help.
speech test, so you can't help somebody talk.
Yeah. Brock, just
Jeff's
says
being
he's looking
sarcastic.
for
There's
friends.
no assist on this. Charisma speech 3. But,
Okay.
nah, do you know what? I will let you have assists. I will let you have assists on that. You could have a conversation with it between you. It doesn't have to just be one line
Okay.
that one of you said. You can do assists.
So, Dimglow is gonna use 1 AP for an additional D20. And luckily I did that because at least I got one success.
And
that
Jeff's
day.
got you another one with Brock.
Oh, I'll
Nice.
get that 1 second. It's being fussy.
He rolled a 3. out of
Jeff
9.
with
I'm like,
Jeff
okay.
with charisma speech. Check you out, Brock. It's like his
Is Happy
lowest.
a very charismatic character? I think he is,
Happy's
right?
quite
Oh, yeah,
charismatic.
oh, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
That's the
Happy's
3 you need. Between you,
There you go.
you managed to convince him to tell the secret, but he'll disclose the following: deception, secret purpose, warden, but not a warden.
I look at the other warden and said,
Some
"Thing
kind
said
of
he's not a warden."
Brock's suggestion.
What do you mean he's not a warden? And that's Clara shouting back up at the thing, and Theseus says, "Secret plans, spy, not your ally."
Maybe you had a what is it, like a snake in your group or something, like, you know, that kind of saying.
And it'll then say, Warden Weaver is not a snake. Turok, Warden Snake is a human, or was a human.
Now he has gone into you,
He is my prisoner.
become one. I see. So you deal judgment in Adam's name. I understand now.
This is a LA. Is a Adams LA adjacent.
Now I've got a big list of answers to specific questions, but whatever you ask him, whatever you ask it, I'll try to answer. And then if you run out of things, it's gonna start questioning you guys, I suppose.
Is there a way to deal with the or deal with the problem that's the next room?
The warden, it seems to think so. But beyond there is only death. You wardens, you seek death in there.
I don't. I just want to leave.
I guess I want to ask it. What are your intentions and your purpose here?
I am knowledge and life incarnate. I am the creation of Dr. Boris. My purpose is to be his project. My purpose is to be. And it answers very cryptically. Doesn't really give you a solid answer. Now, just while we are doing this, so you can go back to questioning it in a second. Jeff, is Brock hitting the tank or not?
No,
No, okay.
he's ready to hit the tank.
It's got
He's got
stats.
the
Trust me, it's got stats.
I'm sure, but I'm not surprised at all that it has that.
I'm waiting to see if anybody's got any more of these specific questions. I want to see if you hit any of the hot topics.
Brock is not inquisitive,
Anyone else?
especially not the big jellyfish. Big
And
jellyfish
What
nerd.
befell your creator?
Sorry, what was that?
What befell your creator?
Oh, good question. He was not here when I awoke. Devoured perhaps by his own creations. Hubris. Brilliance personified he was. Brilliance given form. Genetitech was his sanctum, and I, his offspring. But he was not here when I awoke.
I see.
Also, when you mentioned, when you were talking about this George Weaver floating above the tank, a bit that I forgot to mention, it says, separated, isolated, driven in the dark by crawling sentinels. He was a threat to me. His energy will be repurposed.
did you know about the plant being in the room next to you?
So, born of a sapling, hybridized with ambition, the grey and her progeny became one. No mind remains within, only hunger and purpose.
Hunger.
Rock knows hunger and purpose.
I ate that guy's brains.
Yeah, I was gonna just say that Brock is looking around for snacks or anything. Brock is rummaging because he has no questions for this guy.
Yeah.
Dimglo's also out of questions at this point.
Try to think of like what else you'd want to know. I guess if certain death waits beyond that door, what would you advise we do now? If we want to get out of here. Guess it can't hurt to ask for directions.
You can only leave the way you came.
Okay.
Brock knows things.
Stray not
That's
beyond.
probably not gonna happen.
Stray not beyond my sanctuary. Only death awaits. Now, one thing you'll do, so you're rummaging, Jeff. As long as you've not picked anything up and tried to take it yet, well, you would notice a few things. So first of all, we're looking around. The laboratory itself is a large square room with a high ceiling. It's a shadowy maze of pipes, wires, conduit, and ducts. Far above it, makes discerning the true height of the room quite difficult. The walls and floor are covered in countless scientific formulas, some of which the PCs may recognise as mentioned previously. There are only two ways out of the lab: the hall through which the PCs entered, and a closed door on the opposite side of the room. The door is sealed behind a perception, lockpick, or intelligence science 7 test, unless it's unlocked by Theseus.
Like I said, I don't think Brock is trying to take anything. I haven't found anything worth taking. So
Neither have I.
Well,
he's just he's perusing.
so here's the thing, I just need to find the details. I've got it all written somewhere. Yeah, this laboratory, and I don't know where the thing is in the thing. I've got it written down in some paper notes, but I don't know where it says here. But this laboratory, it's got a lot in it. It's, if you were permitted to use this place, it's got a chem station, an armor workbench, and a weapons workbench. And if you were friendly with Theseus and could pass on a charisma speech test, they may even be able to help with science or repair tests.
Okay. Well, we did succeed at tests.
Well, no, to use the place would be another test. That would be charisma speech 2.
Okay.
That's if you're friendly enough that Theseus is going to let you use the lab, then you would make a charisma speech test to see if Theseus would then assist you with your things you're doing. But if you were friendly with Theseus, you would have the use of the lab.
Well,
Oh,
is there
here it
anything
is.
specific
Here
you
it
can
is.
do in
Sorry,
the lab
I found the thing. So the laboratory is well maintained, though the walls are cracked and show the wear of countless years. It's clean and orderly and contains a vast collection of tools and scientific implements that function as usable chemistry station, armor workbench, and weapons workbench. There's also a great deal of uncommon and rare materials available, though attempting to use them would count as stealing and would risk the ire of Theseus.
I mean, can we ask to... Do you guys want me to ask and see if we can... I don't know if anybody needs to craft anything or do anything, but I could lead it if you guys want.
Can't really do any crafty stuff right now. Yeah, I need
Okay.
to switch over my baseball bat thing.
Do you want to see if he has any power cores for free? See if they'll
Yeah,
help us?
let's ask him that.
What?
Let's
Yeah.
ask him.
If he has any fusion cores,
Was the
Fusion
fusion
cores.
core?
Yeah.
Yeah. See if he's got any lying around.
I just want to ask if like he knows of any other things that might be in here. Just if there's anything cool that we can have.
To help us conquer
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll if Smiley, are you trying to lead on that? On being like, hey, is there stuff we can have here that's any good? And I'll assist you again. Like, do you want to do one of those?
Yeah.
My thing is okay, but you're the real talker.
Yes. You want me to ask if there's anything we can like have to help
Yeah.
conquer death?
You may
No, not
use.
even. Just be like, hey, can we have? Nobody else is using it. Can we have this stuff here?
You may use anything that you may find useful. You may use, but still, only death or worse awaits beyond my laboratory.
Okay, I still want to kind of like, still want to do a check to see if he can tell us if there's anything extra good here. You know, the scientist has the good thing in that drawer.
So there's a nebulous amount of uncommon and rare materials. So as much as you want.
Okay. Well,
Wonderful word, nebulous.
Yeah.
You're at the end of chapter 4 of the game. It's not going to matter too much how much there is. You can use as much as you need.
Okay.
Can we ask to say, can we get that working?
So, if you ask about that thing, it will say the INGR Matrix is a marvel of genetic reassembly created by Boris. Boundaries removed, impossibilities made possible. Crawling sentinels are but a fraction of its potential.
Okay.
Perhaps I'm going to read it to you. I don't know if you're supposed to read this to you or not, but I'm going to read it to you. Perhaps one of Dr. Boris' most ingenious pre-war creations, the Interhelical Genome Resequencing Matrix, or INGR Matrix, allows for seamless integration of multiple genomes into a single hybridized organism. It was the final key to perfecting the Night Stalkers, and would serve as the basis for Dr. Boris' later development of spoilers, well, not spoilers, but it's lore that you may not know about. Nah, I'll tell you, because we're getting near the end, you can know. It would serve as the basis for Dr. Boris' later development of more advanced X8 splicing machine located at Big Mountain.
Yeah.
Its operation is quite simple and mostly automated. The primary subject steps into a chamber. A genetic sample of their choice is uploaded into the matrix, and within moments the subject is transformed by the power of science. And then there's an asterisk, says Genetitech is not legally responsible for loss of life, limb or mental function as a result of unauthorized use of prototype technology. In Little Ryan.
So what would happen if Brock went in there or something? Has the EVP.
I feel like the fly. It just comes out. Just like gets worse and worse.
So
Time to give Brock his new buddy Quantum's DNA here.
hang on. Hang on. So the INGR Matrix can potentially be used by the PCs at the conclusion of the adventure to alter their DNA structure, turning themselves into hybrids. For now, its use is not permitted unless the players defeat Theseus and unlock it themselves. So Theseus is not going to allow you to use it at the moment. May later, but will not allow you to use it at the moment. If you wanted to use that now, you would have to kill this guy.
So we gotta kill
And are
the
there,
other
like,
thing.
DNA strands there we could use to... Do we see like a cabin of DNA strands we can inject ourselves with?
Well, don't you remember Dimglow picking up some samples of something earlier in the campaign, David?
Oh yeah, I remember, but I didn't write the numbers down, I believe. Let me check.
Oh boy.
There's a
Yes.
there's a number of things you can do with the INGR Matrix. But you can splice yourself with pretty much anything, David.
Oh no, Brock and the what the hell is it?
A Deathclaw?
Yes, a Deathclaw Brock.
Oh, man.
Basically, if you complete the adventure, you'll get a chance to come back to this laboratory and use that.
So,
Yeah, Brock would be a Deathclaw. He's sitting there, big horns.
Or,
no, 'cause Brock does
if-
does have some stuff of a
if you
Deathclaw,
want,
don't you?
if you want to murder hobo it, you can also get in it that way.
Okay, I remember which ones I have. I have the coyote, the tarantula hawk wasp, the eastern diamondback rattlesnake, and the Jackson's chameleon. Those are the
Yes, you
samples I got.
do. Now, who knows enough about Fallout to know the relevance of Jackson's chameleon?
Well, that's gonna be the Night Stalker, right?
No.
Oh no, Deathclaws.
Yep. Jackson's chameleon was the main component when they made the Deathclaw. When they created the
And the
Deathclaw,
rattlesnake
it was
is
based on
probably...
a number of animals,
the
but the
Night
main
Stalker.
component was the Jacksonville chameleon.
And the rattlesnake is gonna be the Night Stalker, and the tarantula hawk wasp is gonna be the Cazador, most likely. And the coyote is just a coyote.
But there's other things. You can splice yourself with other things, but those are just some DNA samples that you have. You could take a DNA sample from Turok's dog, for example. You could take a DNA sample from Quantum,
glowing one.
for example. A glowing one, for example. That wouldn't be a good idea, I don't think. But basically, what it means is that if you complete this campaign, you'll have a chance to come back here and do a unique, one-off, never done before in the system mutation, permanent mutation to your character that will give you something fucking cool. It's high level shit we're at. We're in the mid to high levels now, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I borrow a piece of Quantum and add it to my dog. Get him to beef you up.
Yeah, Jesus.
And
David, there is a glowing corpse on the roof still. I do
Yeah, there
believe-
is, but we
There
can't get
is.
to the roof anymore.
But this is a life change that requires more thought processing than the last time Brock made a big life decision like this.
that time when he turned himself into a super mutant.
Yeah. The menu is a lot longer than last time. Last time the menu only had one option, and Brock was like, "Sign me up." He could feel it working immediately.
Now you all will
Deathclaw?
potentially have the chance to mutate yourselves. Another cool thing about this campaign, another cool, unique thing about this campaign has been really epic for me. Lots of cool, unique stuff I've never seen before in the system, and that's another one that I've really enjoyed. So you'll get the chance to do that
Yeah,
later
that's great.
if you complete the campaign. Or if you want to murder hobo it, you could kill this guy and do it now.
Well,
I would rather
we need to conquer death.
go out and get what we can and figure out exactly if we want to
Yeah.
boot
I
something
think,
up.
I think the real murder hobos would just kill him when we come back later. As he may still have uses to us. But, I don't know. I think we're close to done in here for now. But we're totally coming back to splice our genes, right, guys?
Absolutely.
At least Brock's. It's up.
Yeah. Who knows what we'll find out there?
Oh my god, Brock is about to enter a new phase after 100 years. Holy shit.
I get you evolved.
It wasn't even his final form.
You're not
Oh
even
my
in your
God.
final form.
Yeah.
Are you excited, Jeff? I thought you might be, because it's totally unique.
Oh, so is it one use, right? You can only mutate yourself once, right? And not multiple times. Okay, I just want to make sure because that'd be broken. It's like I'd be like, freaking Deathclaw and take the thing from Quantum and fuse it. That'd be nasty.
I am assuming that you're not going to tell us what the results will be until after we commit
Yeah.
to our... But,
Maybe we need to have a test subject.
There's gonna be some
first.
rolls. There's definitely gonna be some rolls.
yeah.
I'll guarantee it'll be cool. That's one thing I can guarantee. It
Oh.
will be cool. It'll be worth doing. It'll probably be a case of you'll get something cool at the cost of something.
Fuck.
I think I don't think the cost thing will be mechanical. I think it'll be flavor. Like you'll be ugly. You'll have like some feature or something. You're already a super mutant. You don't care about that.
I mean, Dimglow is entirely sane already, so that's perfect.
with
I'm just a
with
basic human. I
doing-
got nothing to lose.
I don't know. I just fear that the Death Claw leans even further into the super mutant territory to the point where I'll be really crippled at the things I'm bad at. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, Brock is ready to see what kind of certain death lies behind the other side of this door.
Okay.
He's tired of listening to this blob.
So I'll
Okay,
summarize.
I'll pull up my new plasma shotgun.
I'll summarize how you can get through that door in a moment, and then we'll take our break then. But I just want to make sure we don't miss anything in here. There's a thing.
Are there any fusion cores?
Are you asking about fusion cores?
We're asking
Yeah.
it about fusion cores.
Yeah, we're asking about fusion cores.
Okay, so make a luck roll. Difficulty 5.
Wow.
Well, I'll full send it.
Luck survival. Luck survival, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna use my daring nature on this.
Hmm?
Seems fair. Okay, luck roll. Let me get you going here. Oh boy. Alright, so I'm gonna full send it. So I at least got a reroll on that. 5d20.
Oh, so how many are you buying? Sorry. 4, eh?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's luck and what else? Survival?
Luck and survival. Unless science is better for you, because they are fusion cores. So luck science, I would say. If it's better.
No, I don't have any science.
Luck survival then.
Survival's better for me.
Yeah.
We don't roll off luck enough. You've got
That's
3, and you've got one
You get
reroll
a free
already, yeah?
reroll.
I do
Yeah,
get a
for
I
reroll.
do get a reroll. Oh,
Oh,
there's
there's-
That's a
another one.
another
success. That's 4.
Okay.
Would you like to?
Okay.
Would you like to spend one of your luck points to roll again to get the
Does
5th?
anybody want to assist?
I don't know if we can.
I'll let Dimglow assist because you're the two that wear power armor. I'll let the other power armor
that's
guy
what I'm saying, is
assist.
that-
You can have one
So what
dice.
am I rolling?
Luck survival, or luck
Luck
science,
survival.
or luck science.
I think science would be better
Well, I'm
for
going for
him.
luck science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One dice, luck science.
Are you wearing your coat?
Yeah. Are you wearing your
He is in the
Getting
lab.
off my power armor.
You are
Yes.
you are in the lab. You are in the lab coat, aren't you?
No, he already got
I
back
don't-
into his power armor.
Oh, okay.
So he just went out when he inspected the writings, and then he went back in.
Okay, sweet.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go.
There you
That's,
go.
hey, that's one over. We get an AP.
And shoot, the voice will tell you about a cabinet in a certain corner, and if you go look in that cabinet, you'll find 2 fusion cores, each of them with
Yes.
roll me 1d6. No, roll me 1d10. Roll me 2d10.
10?
Roll me 2d10.
You want to each do a d10?
You can each do one if you want. Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll mine.
That's-
Oh, nice roll, Matthew.
Yes.
Fucking bravo.
Did you say 2d10 or 1d10?
And they can roll a d10 each. David can roll a d10.
Let's see how many charges we get on it.
Yeah.
Let me just.
This was for how many charges. I wish I hadn't said d10 now because you fucking rolled a 10 and 8. Okay. It's too much. You can
Roll
have
over for that.
you can have one with 5 and one with 4. For a 10 and an 8, you can have a 5 and a 4. I'm half of
Alright.
them. I'm half of them. You're not getting 10 and 8. It's too good. It's too good. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
how
that
many-
would've been
how much
great.
do we have?
They're like, yeah.
Everybody boo this man. Boo.
I'm changing. It's a d5.
You used to be a generous DM.
I know. I've changed it for for the positive. I've changed for the good.
All right. So how much did we get?
You, Matthew, you can have one that has 4 charges, and David, you can have one that has Matthew's has 5 charges. Yours has 5, and yours has 4.
Okay.
Maybe we'll just do half. Okay.
Well, that's great.
funny.
Or
gives me 8 charges again.
or you can spend a luck point and it's not halved.
Oh, I'm definitely spending a luck point for that.
I will do that.
There you go.
Yeah,
You can have
I'll
10
do
and
it.
8 then.
That's fair. That's a fair.
There you go.
That's-
I
I'll
met,
do
I,
that.
met, I met you in the middle there. I met you in the middle. It can't be too easy, but you can have a full one and one on 8 charges if you spend a luck point each as well. There you go.
I will.
Okay, so I'll take the
I
one
will
from
have to
8,
do
and
that.
you'll take the full one, right?
Hey, if you
Yes.
guys want to, there is a perk called Power User, and is Intelligence 9, level 10. Fusion cores you now You have 3 additional charges.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
handy.
That's
know
right?
okay.
expert, but
That's something if you
I
got.
might
You know,
get
if you
that.
got
Sorry, what was that, Matthew?
I might use that. That's a good one.
It is a good one.
Okay, so I'm gonna do power core for 10. I will spend it. Where did my power cores go? Here you are.
so when you get level up, and it's like, oh cool, I get additional 3 back.
Fusion cores.
So you find some fusion cores, but before I tell you how you can move on, because none of you mentioned something, Warden Clara's going to mention it. I'm just trying to find it. Yeah, because you didn't mention Project Hydra or Warden Akasha, Clara will. Clara will be like, "Where's Warden Akasha? She came for Project Hydra. Where is she?" And then the thing will tell you.
Maybe to the door.
Theseus' gently drifting form suddenly quickens. A sharp pain is felt between your temples as foreign thoughts barrage your mind. World imperiled, sanctuary compromised, mind shielded interloper. The pain grows sharper and drives deeper into your skull, forcing you to your knees. The body floating above the tank convulses spasmodically, and you hear the snapping of bones. You! Stop the mind-shielded one! Failure of the old world, disinterred, forebears miscalculated, their successors flounder amid incomprehensible danger, prevent chaos. The psychic spike withdraws suddenly from your minds, and the pain vanishes. Agony of the defenseless interlopers, fledgling minds, unintended injury. As you shake off the headache, you see a holotape zip through the air and land perfectly in its receptacle inside one of the terminals facing Theseus' tank. The keys click impossibly fast, and within seconds, the holotape emerges and floats in front of you. A cipher and key together. The chamber awaits, secured, locked. Return Hydra to its eternal tomb. Stop the mind-shielded one. Do not fail.
Rock-like sound of that.
Happy's just on the ground like Yamcha. He's just all like, I don't know, just like messed up in the brain pose.
speak to me, Atom. Speak to me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Nobody. There was something that you could have asked Hydra. You could have asked Theseus that no one has asked. So I'm gonna say, would anyone like to make a luck roll? A luck. No. It'd be an intelligence survival, I guess. Intelligence survival or luck survival, and I'll make it difficulty. Well, I'm going to make it 2. A difficulty 2 intelligence or luck survival test for me to just prompt you something that you've not thought of. Anybody you can all attempt it. No assessing each other, but you can all make a separate attempt. And you can spend action
I could
points
lead
as
the first
normal.
one and see how it goes. I'll do luck
I
survival.
only want 2 successes.
Difficulty
2.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. How many points do we have? We have
3.
Yeah.
3. So I can roll 2 extra. I'll roll 2 extra dice just to make sure we get it. If we can't assist each other.
This is just for me to prompt you something.
There you go. And I get 1 back.
Yep.
Yeah, you get 1 back. So what I wanted to remind you is there's clearly a big fight up ahead. None of you thought to ask Theseus for any help with the upcoming fight ahead. Would you like to ask Theseus for help with the fight ahead?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
what system can you do?
can you help us with this fighting? Was it the shielded one he said?
It's the mind-shielded one. Okay, so... imprisoned. Protected within my sepulchre of glass and steel. I cannot leave. A feeling of comfort and inner peace falls upon you, and your skin tingles pleasantly. from Theseus. Surprisingly gentle psychic touch. Each of you heal one injury of your choice if you have any. Containment, prevention, extermination, together if necessary. Theseus and the interlopers. If hope falters, the mind will prevail.
If I don't heal an injury, do I heal some HP?
I'd say so, yeah, just so you can have some sort of benefit. But you get the feeling that Theseus is going to help you in some way psychically. Like Theseus has just promised you help. Not just the healing now, but I'll let you all heal up to full hit points, in fact. The thing is, you've had time in here. You've had time in here unthreatened. You would have been able to get to full health anyway. But yeah, I'll let you all heal up to full hit points. In fact, let's say that what you can get as a benefit, instead of healing injuries, you can all have the well-rested treatment. So it's the extra 2 hit points.
Oh, nice.
So over your
Awesome.
over your max. You can all have, like, as if you're well-rested. That's what you can get from Theseus' blessing just now. You can get the well-rested trait.
How does that work with rad damage? Because I have 5 rad damage to take me down to 3/4 of my health.
Do we have any red away?
Because I want to be.
You
Well,
just-
no, I want it though.
You can
'cause
just
of my
you can
hand.
just not take it by choice. You can just give yourself some radiation
Okay.
poison for another 2 damage. Yeah.
Well, like,
I was like, I don't need rest.
Yeah, I
I
was
need
gonna say,
rads.
get the well rested if you have the rad damage. I think you just kind of get wrecked on it. But
I do more damage. I'm helping.
does Quantum also get well rested?
Yeah. And Max's
Oh,
dog.
so does my dog.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
I'll give my rest to the doggies.
does anybody have any other questions for Theseus or anything before we move on to chapter 5?
I was about to say, does anyone? Is there like an intelligence check we can make to see if there's anything we didn't think of?
Um.
I got it.
Hey, I'm gonna go through some questions, see how many of them are really relevant, and then I'll give you an intelligence check to remember them. So I've answered that. I've answered that. So there's 1, 2. Make me an intelligence test, intelligence survival or luck survival as well. And I'll give you that many pieces of information. One person roll it.
What role was it?
So, survival in either luck or intelligence again.
Well, survival intelligence in that case for me. That gives me a 13.
That's pretty
Anyone's
solid.
got anything better?
No, that's I think that's.
No,
the
I
best.
think you're doing pretty good on that.
Okay.
Make a
And what's
roll
the
on that,
difficulty? Just a normal roll.
I'll give you up to 5 pieces of information for up to 5 successes. In fact, there's more than 5. So however many successes you get, I'll answer extra questions that you forgot about.
Okay. Well, we only have 1 AP in the bank, so I'm just gonna do this.
1.
And that's
That's it.
1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we assist?
Yes, I'll let you do assists.
Oh, keep saying
Yeah,
this.
do assists. Do assists. And you can do
Happy-
survival intelligence or luck intelligence.
Does the luck cost us a luck point if we use luck for it?
No. Using luck as a start roll doesn't cost you luck. No. Only if you're choosing to do that over something else. If I'm giving you it as an option, no, it doesn't cost. Only if you're choosing to do that.
Okay. I didn't get there. If
Okay.
anyone else wants to try.
Anybody else want to make any assists?
I'll try.
Brock is not great at this.
What's Brock's luck?
His luck is 6. I guess he's
Oh,
not
that's
awful,
pretty good.
but
You could do a luck assist. He
yeah,
said.
luck.
Brock is lucky.
Looks
He found a cool quantum dog.
Brock will be more
Yeah,
lucky.
Okay, that's another 2
Alright.
bits. That's another 2 bits of info.
Yeah.
That's another 3 bits of
Yes.
info. Okay, so it'll tell you that first of all, one of the questions you didn't ask is why did you hurt us, and it'll say pain. Not my intent. Primitive minds, delicate and fragile, are involved. One of the questions you didn't ask is, have you seen Warden Akasha? It will say the mind-shielded one. She recently passed deeper into the depths. Perilous. Could not warn. Could not protect. Could not interfere. She will find only death. Or worse. And another one would be, what do you know about Project Hydra? And at this mention, Theseus visibly shudders and a painful pulse of psychic energy travels through each of the characters. Folly. Seek not the seed of the world's destruction. Forbidden knowledge. Slumbering evil. It must remain entombed. And I, its guardian. Now, you have 3 choices. 2 really, because going back isn't one. There's no way out. You have proceed to what you know, what you think to be Project Hydra, and you think you're going to find Warden Akasha with Project Hydra. You can do that. You have not angered Theseus. Theseus will be happy to open the door and let you through. Theseus will unlock the door and let you through. So, before we do that, do you want to do that? Continue, and after the break we'll do the start of chapter 5? Or is there anything else you want to do first?
I think we're ready.
I don't think.
We're ready.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I might look at the crafting table during break just to see if there's anything I want to do retcon wise. But
Okay.
I don't think there is.
So,
Same.
we're going to go to the break in a second, but with passing the lab, I mean, there's a name for it here, the Laboratory of the Phoenix, I think. Sanctuary of the Phoenix. When you finish the Sanctuary of the Phoenix, that will be the end of chapter 4. So we will be going into chapter 5 and the introduction to it after the break. So that means, viewers, in the break, everybody's going to be leveling up their characters. Congratulations, everybody.
Okay.
You're level 11
Awesome.
now. It's going to be your last one for the campaign. Level 11 for the
Thank you, my
final
bird calculator.
chapter. So, Twitch, we'll be back in 13 minutes, where we will commence chapter 5. See you soon. And we're back for part 2. Welcome back, everybody, to Secrets of the Verdant Vale, session 10. In the second half of this session will be the introduction to chapter 5, Dawn of the Aberrant. So, you now have the Cipher, and you will be able to unlock the door through to the next area, which is behind a terminal, of course. I assume you're entering the Cipher into the terminal and opening the door?
Yeah, I let Dimglow do it. He's he's techie.
Yeah, he's going in.
Even though we have the cipher, Brock doesn't want to learn how to use that.
Oh, before we do, let's tell the viewers what we did for our level up. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'll go from
yeah,
left to
we got
right.
some good stuff.
I know Brock pre-plans his, so I'll do left to right. Jeff, what did Brock do for level 11?
For level 11, Brock did intense training to get +1 charisma, and now has the maximum charisma for a super mutant of 6.
Nice. And which skill did you increase?
I took throwing from 0 to 1.
Okay, Max, what did Turok do on the level up?
So for mine is I increased my energy weapons so I can use my new plasma scatter gun better,
Nice.
and I took the gun foo so I can do that with my new energy weapon. I
Nice.
thought that'd be kind of cool.
Excellent. And David, what did Dimgo do with his level up?
Well, Dimglow embraced his full atomic beliefs, and he became a nuclear physicist, giving him 3 additional charges to his fusion cores and extra radiation damage whenever he does radiation. So, as a child of Atom, I can use my rad points, and I get more damage than usual. And I got 5 more charges for my fusion cores because I have 2. And I also increased my speech because even though I have a low charisma, Dimglow is still expected to proselytize and to preach. So a skill point in speech just makes sense.
It does. Very good. Matthew, what did Happy do?
So I took the perk Tenderizer, which I could spend an AP to make enemies vulnerable, so they take an extra combat dice until the end of their next turn
Oh, nice.
from all attacks. And then I also increase speech because sometimes I have to help talk about Adam.
Are you this, now that you've got power armor, are you his fucking right hand man, the sidekick? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
He's
it.
gonna paint the Adam symbol on the shoulder plate.
I love how Happy completely became a child of Atom.
Yeah, Adam's like, this is awesome.
Get all these cool perks.
This guy, he gets it.
Okay, so fun fact about chapter 5. In the other chapters, it says in this chapter, this is only the GM reads it, but it will say things like in this chapter, the players will get a chance to. They'll have the opportunity to discover the secrets of a blah blah blah, find a blah blah blah, meet a blah blah blah. On this one, on part 5, it says during part 5, players will have the opportunity to do the following: survive.
Survive. Okay.
That's why I'm in the bag. I'm sitting there kind of like, okay.
So the terminal,
Sure, everything will be-
although no one's moved up to it, I assume you are. The terminal consists of only a palm-sized screen and holotape slot. After inserting the holotape, which is the thing on the Cipher, remember that did the thing, the phrase "access granted" appears on the screen. The holotape is ejected and the doors open to reveal an elevator. The elevator is sluggish, rendered nigh inoperable from years of disuse and neglect. As it scrapes and groans its way slowly downwards, you all find yourselves reflecting upon what brought you here, and whatever unknown fate awaits you in the depths of Genetic's ancient facility. At length, the cracked, weathered screen above the door reaches sub-level F, which isn't listed on the elevator's control panel. The elevator car grinds to a halt, and after a short silent pause, the doors open. Darkness lies beyond. The room is cast in an arc of hazy shadows by the weak yellow light of the elevator, illuminating stacks of office furniture piled here and disregarded by the long-forgotten dead. A foreboding stillness hangs in the air, and you find yourself suppressing a growing sense of trepidation and unease. The elevator doors close behind you, and the light is reduced to an ever-narrowing column, before disappearing entirely with a soft thud. And I'll move you on to a different map. I don't know if
Not sure if those are the zones or something else.
Yeah, those are zones. Yeah, I can. They were supposed to be at the back, but it doesn't matter. I'll leave the zones up. You don't have to use them, but they're there anyway. So the room is fairly large and filled by a maze of towering storage racks and old furniture, stacked precariously and haphazardly in long rows. Suddenly, the entire darkness of the room is banished by the activation of the overhead lights. You find yourselves facing a squad of archivist wardens, entrenched behind a makeshift barricade of old office furniture. Their weapons are trained on you, but they do not open fire. Instead, one speaks to you firmly and resolutely. You are a hardy band of scavengers to make it so far into this cursed place. I do not know what it is you seek, or why you put your lives at risk, but your journey stops here. This is an archivist operation, and we will not permit you to interfere. Please leave immediately.
I look at the lady. Aren't these your guys?
We have one of your own.
You find yourselves facing a squad of well-armed and entrenched archivist wardens. There should be one more because it said number of PCs minus one, so I'll go with 3. It says the number of wardens. There are a number of wardens equal to the number of PCs minus 1. So yeah, 3. I did it right. And there's one as a squad leader, and he will be the primary speaker. So the one speaking, they're all pointing their guns at you, but one is speaking to you. Now, you said we've got one of your own, and Warden Clara will be like, and Warden Clara's going to speak up if none of the rest of you speak up. She'll be like, we've come for Akasha. We need to stop her. She's come for Project Hydra, and she's insane. It's too dangerous. And they'll be like, no, you're not going to stop Akasha. We're not going to let you stop Akasha. We'll stop you. And the guns are all aimed and pointed at you.
Can I try an intimidation check? Would that be a speech?
You can try an intimidation check if you want. You can also go for a peaceful resolution. You can try and speak to them, or you can attempt intimidation if you would like.
I was going to point at Brock and be like, do you really want to fight this guy?
Okay.
You see how many arms he ripped off?
Yeah. Look at this guy. There's 2 people in power armor, and then this guy. Do you really want to just do that for Akasha?
So you're rolling on charisma speech, and everyone else can do intimidate on. You're doing charisma speech, and everyone else, when they do their assist, Brock can do it with strength, and anybody else can do it with whatever's suitable.
How many AP do we have? I don't see the thing there.
I don't think you brought it over.
I think I forgot to bring them over. Yeah, bear with me a sec.
I think it was like 2, maybe.
I'm tempted to buy at least one.
You have
I have
one.
Daring Nature, so whenever I buy dice.
Yeah, I'd say like
No.
I'd say maybe 2.
We each do an individual check. Is it the breakthrough event or?
No, I'm gonna. You guys can assist. Happy has to roll with charisma. Charisma. Yep. And speech.
Okay.
But Brock, because you're pointing at Brock will be rolling with speech. Brock will be rolling with strength, speech, and
Yeah. So this is a new scene, right?
It's a new scene.
Yeah. So okay.
Dimglow
You get an
would
action
use
point.
like all the info we have gathered throughout our journey, like info from every individual that archivist from the terminals, and try to weave a cohesive story which would interest these 3 archivists.
So you're gonna
Well-
assist intelligence and speech.
So
Yeah, exactly. That's my plan.
So if the PCs attempt to convince the wardens to abandon their cause, you could do a charisma and speech 5 test. So you're doing it with charisma and... Yeah, it's charisma and speech, but I'm going to let you do your assists using Brock's strength and things like that. So it is a difficulty 5 test. If you possess proof of Project Hydra's true purpose, so are you going to actually show them documents and stuff, David?
Yeah.
You can reduce...
Basically, so Dimglow is going to be like the big conspiracy guy with the board filled with
So you can
connecting
reduce...
the dots and everything.
You can reduce it to difficulty 3, and if Warden Clara is present, she will also assist on the skill test.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so
Okay.
difficulty 3. I'm probably gonna full send it still, just so I get a reroll. So I'll have to buy 2 dice from you.
I think you only need to buy 1 dice from him because we have 2 AP.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh, we have
there's
to-
only 3 successes needed. You get enough that there's a chance
Yeah.
to get that.
Yeah, just roll 4 and then we've got all our assists.
You've
Fair.
got assists,
Okay.
including Clara's getting an assist on it.
My
Oh,
dog
heck yeah.
will them convincingly too.
Got 5, 6.
Yeah, so you got more than enough, so you get action points back. So, are you gonna...
Dimglow can roll an intelligence speech.
You can roll an intelligence speech, yeah. Because you're all just telling them about the reasons why
Yeah.
what
Dimglow is just
Akasha's
trying to
doing is too dangerous, and you need to stop
Exactly.
her.
That's Dimglow's purpose.
So you're convincing them that what Akasha's doing is madness, basically.
With science.
It's far too dangerous, and you can use the scientific stuff. You can tell them the scientific details of all the plans of what Project Hydra is. You can go through it all and tell them, so you can use that as your assist. So you will successfully convince them to let you try to stop Akasha. They'll be like, Akasha's already down there. She's already through, but we won't stop you. In fact, we're coming. We should speak to Akasha.
More like Mike Pyre getting mine says more meat shields, nice.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
And they will. You can also scavenge this room. they become friendly, and you can scavenge this room if you want. So they'll realise with everything that you tell them, they'll realise that Akasha may be making a mistake that could have impossibly dire consequences. They apologise to you and Warden Clara, and they agree to let you talk to Akasha about the troubling new information that you've brought forward, with everything that Dimglow has told them about Project Hydra. The antechamber may be scavenged with a Perception and Survival 1 test.
I love how Dimglow is like both insane and at the same time the most sane person possible.
Funny how that always works out.
Yeah, exactly.
They called me a madman.
They called me a madman.
They called me a
But if you want to scavenge this room, you can. You don't have to.
I mean, there's enough stuff. I mean, there's enough.
Yeah,
we
I'm about to say,
can, I
we
mean,
can
so we
probably
can
have
come
that
back.
Just waiting
I
on
mean-
somebody that's not me to roll it.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm not the best at it, but I could do it if someone else doesn't want
Yeah.
to do it.
Was it
It's
like
only-
perception?
It's only difficulty 1. My perception's ass.
My perception's
perception's 5, yeah.
7.
My
I got like an
perception's a
11.
4.
I got 11.
Well, that's Turok's field of expertise.
Yeah, I think go for it.
And you'll assist. Anyone that's helping with their scavenge gets to assist.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's 2 successes.
At least this is. Nope,
Perception. Survival. There we go.
Oh,
okay.
that was a 20. I don't think that really hurts that
So,
much.
as well, it's an action point for me. I'm up to 86.
There you go.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna eat it here.
I mean, we
That's
still
it.
got 2.
Okay, so you find 2d20 junk. First of all, somebody can roll 2d20. And then we get to do some rolling on tables, actually.
Ooh, I could do the D20 real quick if no one else is.
It was 2d20, someone's done it. So that's how much junk you find.
Okay.
And you get one free roll on clothing, chems, and armor each. And then you'll have the opportunity to spend action points for more rolls on these. So you get one free roll on each clothing, armor, and chems. So somebody roll me 2d20, and that's the clothing.
Will I roll? Okay, someone's
It's-
already rolled.
Remember, you guys have to manage your own inventory.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
not doing this for you.
Yeah,
I'm doing that.
the
So I'll
inventory.
take- I'll take-
Okay,
I'll
you're
take-
doing the inventory.
The 15 was the junk, so the 34 we'll call the clothing roll. 34 is a vault jumpsuit.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
Find a vault
Yeah,
jumpsuit.
hey.
That I
Very
mean, that'd be
cool.
good for anyone, honestly.
So somebody add that to an inventory or to a group inventory. Now
We
someone
can have
else
group inventory.
roll me a 2d20. This is the armor one.
Oh, I
Oh,
rolled twice.
29.
I'll just take the first one, Jeff. The 33 is sturdy synth armor. Roll me a d20 for the body part.
I thought I was hoping I'd do the chems one, but I'll find somebody else's armor.
Yeah, okay, so 10 is a left arm. You find a left armor, sturdy synth armor. Left arm, sturdy synth armor.
I'm gonna give it to Turok to put on after he looks up how good it is.
Sturdy synth armor, left arm. To rock.
Okay.
And you have a free roll on the chems table. Somebody else roll me 2d20. Sorry,
Or
Jeff.
roll the chems because
You-
I'm okay.
You'll get another chance to roll chems, Jeff, so don't worry.
That's cool.
You can roll this one then, David.
Okay, so 2d20s. Dimgler's the group healer, so this is interesting.
16 is a Radex diluted.
Blasphemy! I throw it into the group inventory.
I thought you were going to say that. Right, so you may now spend one action point for a reroll on either for any of those that you want. Clothing, armor, or chems. If anybody wants to spend an action point, you can spend on each of them if you want.
Chems.
So Jeff's rolling for chems, and 8 is a Radaway. Not your best chem, Jeff, I'm afraid.
It's true.
Or blasphemy.
More
No blasphemy
blasphemy.
for Dimglow. Anybody else want to spend an action point and roll another one of those? Armor or clothing?
I think I'm good. I don't think I need any armor or anything. I
Nope.
got the power
Nope.
suit and stuff.
Okay.
I wish I was gonna went over that.
So, we're going to move on to the next scene. So that was a scene. Now, I don't have the map made for the very final scene of Chapter 5. So we'll do the introduction to it just on this map. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So... The hallway beyond the door is dark. Soft metallic echoes from your footsteps tell you that you're on a catwalk. Though the floor is solid and you cannot see what lies below, the hall eventually opens to a semicircular observation room with a wide, curved wall of thick glass. Several dusty chairs and a closed door on the opposite side of the room. The lights within the room activate as you enter. The windows overlook a vast chamber, whose ancient walls of steel and concrete are worn with age and broken by ever-delving roots. Industrial lights overhead illuminate the room with dim, meagre rays powered by a single ancient generator against the far walls. A catwalk runs along the outer edges of the walls, creating a U-shape along the room's outer perimeter, which appears to be accessible from the closed door nearby. The chamber itself was once an underground storage area, but appears to have been converted into a laboratory and contains numerous tools, devices, and constructs to that purpose. In the centre is a tall glass dome, reinforced by steel beams and pillars. Standing before the entrance to the dome is a lone figure, clad in a bloody and tattered, and I have got a token here that we can use for now. Okay, we've got a token. Well, I've lost my place now. In the centre is a tall glass dome reinforced by steel beams and pillars. Standing before the entrance to the dome is a lone figure clad in a bloody and tattered coat, bearing the white candle of the archivists. A thick bun of grey, matted hair rests above a deeply lined face, which is pulled into a taut grimace by pain, sadness, and grim determination. As you enter the lounge, her eyes look sharply towards you, and she reaches out to a control panel beside the entrance to the dome. You hear a distant thud in the passage far behind you, as if a door has been closed. Then, the glass entrance to the dome slides open, and you hear the voice of a tired, wizened woman through a speaker near your head. I knew someone was following us. I didn't expect anyone to get past that thing that drove my wardens to madness, and it seems my vanguards failed in their duty. It doesn't matter. Soon I'll have Hydra, and I'll be able to end all the suffering, all the pain, and all the death humanity insists on inflicting upon itself.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The player should be given a short time in which to talk to Warden Akasha if they wish. You may attempt to convince Warden Akasha to abandon her quest. Doing so would be a Charisma Speech 7 test. Difficulty of this test may be reduced by 1 for each of the following modifiers. Warden Clara is present, so it's down to 6. At least 1 Warden Vanguard is present and allied with the PCs, so it's down to 5. The PCs possess Dr. Boris' personal records on Project Hydra or read his Blackboard equations. You're down to 4. The PCs did not kill Theseus. You're down to 3. The PC leading the test has the inspirational perk. Anybody got that? No way.
No.
No, I don't.
Yeah, we wish.
And
We aren't inspirational.
Oh, that's a good one.
and if you tell Akasha of Warden Whitlock's final words.
Do we have that in all of our files?
Yeah.
Do you remember what he said? He
He
said something. I'll have it in my note. He said something.
I mean, it's probably it's in the. It should be in the notes, isn't it?
It should.
Is it
It might
in
be.
the-
Have a look. Have a look.
Is it in his journal? Gordon Whitlock's journal has.
Oh,
What? Yeah, like
trying to
Whitlock's
resist
note,
my
right?
guide.
Is Whitlock's note?
I see a Whitlock's
Did we
journal.
find a holotape?
Yeah.
No.
It says lab unlock code. I found it in the old vice president's office. Use it if our descent into the lever triggers a lockdown. Remain here with blank and his wrist is
Ward.
illegible.
So,
That's one that
we can do a remember test. We've done remember tests. We've done a thing for remember test. We can do a remember test. So it would be luck and
Wouldn't remembering be
Luck.
intelligence?
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Intelligence or luck with speech, because he said it. Intelligence or luck with speech.
I have
I could-
an 11.
I have. If I use luck, I have 11 tagged.
Yeah,
For
then
remembering
you
it.
got to do that.
What's the DC to remember that?
I'm gonna make it a 5.
We can just skip the whole battle, it seems.
I guess we'll see.
I think let's skip over trying to remember that and then just go with this check as is.
You're down to
Right?
3.
You gotta
You're down to 3 anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we should just do the speech check instead.
If somebody wants to spend 1 luck point, I'll tell you what his final words were. Just spend a luck point and you can do it. Also, that's an
I'll do
option.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go
I
ahead,
got
Happy.
you.
No, happy, you can do it. I have less
Yeah,
So-
luck.
he has the highest one.
So
Happy's-
Warden Whitlock's final words were the voice, it's gone. Thank you. Stop Akasha. Prevent Hydra. Your difficulty's down to 2 if you tell her that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell her that. Let's see. So we're gonna do.
So you've
it's,
got a difficulty 2 charisma speech test.
Let's see. Go here.
Brock will assist.
What's our AP? Okay, I'm gonna roll 2 extra dice there. Looks like we got enough for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, did it? Is it doing it? Yeah, there you are. Speech. Come on. Pop up you. There you are. Yeah.
Looks like we got our 7 anyway.
Looks like you got your 7,
Yeah.
and you only needed. Did you get down to 2?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
7, 6. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, you got it down to 2. So you get a load of action points as well. So, Akasha's brow furrows in thought, and she looks down at her dirty, blood-stained hands, which tremble slightly with weariness and age. Several tense moments of silence pass, and your hands inch ever closer to your weapons. Finally, she sighs, not raising her head to meet your gaze. Maybe you are right, though I do not understand how Boris could have made a mistake. His records. No, something is amiss. We should. Her voice is cut off suddenly with a sharp cry. You watch as a vicious red substance emerges rapidly from within the dome, and before she can react, it leaps upwards and latches onto her left arm. The speaker is deactivated, and she's set stumbling backwards and out of sight. Warden Clara and the Warden Vanguards obviously will rush out of the room using the observation lounge keycard that they have and down the stairs towards Akasha, and they're calling out for you to all help.
Brock is
I look
gonna
at
come.
everybody else. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Definitely
When you
going after-
arrive, Akasha, and I'll have a new map for the next session. When you arrive, Akasha is crawling away across the floor. Her right hand holds a bloody assaultron blade, and her left, is that right? And her left arm has been cleanly severed a few inches above the elbow.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh. Oh my.
I don't blame her. I can understand.
Does anybody
Yeah.
approach her?
Yes. Fire seems like something you want to do. Go help her out real quick.
I don't know. I feel like
We
approaching
need,
her.
we need
is
Dr.
almost-
Deacon.
If you want to approach her now, you can go for it.
I got gun out going, "Huh." Oh shit.
Okay. As you approach her, she growls with pain and rises to her feet. From within the dome comes the sound of bubbling and wet crunching, which grows louder by the second. Akasha leans on Clara for support and speaks to you through gritted teeth. It's got my arm, my DNA. That must be what it's been waiting for. A catalyst for its evolution. We must not let it escape. You were right. A sickening churning from within the dome reaches a climax, and a gurgling screech pierces the air. A figure is seen rising within the glass, coalescing into a sinister shape, both terrible and unnervingly human. And that's where we'll end the session.
Okay,
Pick up
awesome.
next
It's
time.
Brock times 3.
Super Brock.
Super Brock.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what Brock's gonna be doing after the campaign's over.
Yeah.
We're gonna go just stick some DNA in him, squelch him a little.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a little bit of the Hydra. I'm like, hey, come here, buddy.
It'd be funny if he got Akasha's DNA accidentally and became part Akasha.
So we'll pick it up there next session in what will be the
Great.
second half of Chapter 5, Dawn of the Aberrant, and might be, depending on how it goes, might be the last session in the campaign.
Ooh.
Yeah, what a time.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a story.
It's a good story. It's a great story. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it as it unfolds and you guys get to learn about what's going on. It's pretty cool.
I'm actually going to be using it in my own campaign because I really love it.
I'll give you more information about the archivists when we finish. It's got in the campaign book. It's got the full stats and the full bio for them as a faction. It actually gives you full
exactly.
faction stats for them. So once you finish the campaign, it'll unlock for you as a playable class the archivists. They're pretty cool.
Okay.
They're like the Brotherhood but with less genocide.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Nice.
the vibe you're giving me.
Yeah.
That'd be useful. That'd be useful.
More learning and studying and less genocide than the Brotherhood. They're
I
good.
think they're a good mix of the followers of the apocalypse and the Brotherhood. of Steel,
Something
to be
halfway
honest.
between the followers of the apocalypse and the Brotherhood of Steel. Yes, that's
Yep.
that's a good way to put it, David. And I'll give you more when we finish the
sounds like a-
campaign. I'll give you all the information about them. There's a full thing for it as a playable class. Shout out to Clay Massengill that wrote the campaign. It's
Yeah.
really, really cool. We may well be in the last session next session, lads, so hope you're ready to all die. You seen what it said in the thing for the note for GMs? Players will get a chance in this chapter to survive. You will have a chance to survive in the next session, guys. It should be lots of fun. I have got 86 action points saved up for it. You're level 11. So, you better be sharp with it, because it's going to be a tough one.
We'll be ready.
And you'll get to
Do my
see
best.
the result of Project Hydra in the next session. It'll be a lot of fun.
Okay,
Oh.
that's great.
So thank you very
Yeah,
much for
it was-
playing, boys. Welcome to level 11. Welcome to the final chapter, and possibly next week, or in 2 weeks, the final session. Thank you very much for playing, everybody. They were great.
Of course.
Hope
Thank
you're
you.
hope you're all enjoying
I
it as
loved
much
it,
as I am. I'm enjoying this one. I'll be looking forward to the
Absolutely.
next session. Thank you very much to our viewers for watching us on Twitch and on YouTube. We love you all very much. We really appreciate you watching everything that we do. We love it. We've got loads more Fallout for you to check out. We'll be back in 2 weeks for more of this for session 11. We'll be back in a week for Jeff's game, hopefully, and there's Winter of Atom and all sorts of stuff to check out. So if you like Fallout, you're in the place to be. If your friends like Fallout and they're into TTRPGs, tell them about RxOliver. We do all the Fallout. Anyway,
And
waffling.
everything else.
Well, I know, and everything else, Max, you're right. But I'm going on a little bit. I shall say goodnight, do the outro, and then we'll do a raid on Twitch. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. We're RxOliver and the gang. We love you. Remember, war never changes. Good night.
War never changes.